Guys, welcome back. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Sound Design Hangout. I don't know if you watched the last one, but at the very end, if you could even sit through all of the hour-long hangout, I told you that, I think we're going to do tension today. But then, and I think I even foreshadowed this as well in the last one, but I kind of mentioned a few other synthesizers that we should probably take a look at that we haven't done in a while, lesser known. And in fact, I think that's what we're going to call this, and it's going to be the lesser known synthesizers of Ableton Live 11. Hey guys, what is going on? OpenSea, it's an NFT marketplace. This is all my art. These are the thumbnails that I make. You can own this art. If you would like to support, purchase it. How exciting. And then you own this art. You'll say, I own SDHO 43. I supported that wonderful old man. Now back to the show. Now, if you're just looking at, coming over here to instruments, if you're just looking at all of these and you're like, oh, what are like the lesser known ones? Well, tension is out on the list. We haven't done tension in a while. Since the SDHO, where I was like, can you do ambient with tension device? And so I was like, let's see what kind of sounds we can get, because I've used it many times over the last year. Really hardly used it much over a year ago. Never really got the things I wanted. Seemed pretty unpredictable. And I've been using it a bit. And same thing with Collision. Collision is like now part of the repertoire, the reservoir. And I'm like, what can we do with tension now? It's been a long time. But then there's other synthesizers. I don't know what SDHO it is, but the one that I think actually got like the most amount of views for an SDHO, or at least in a long time, and it was like the 3 hidden synthesizers. And they really are hidden synthesizers. We're gonna cover them because they're very interesting. Now, looking at instruments right here, but we are going to go over Vector FM, and that's going to be the first one. Now, I don't know if you guys remember. This, but it was, because I haven't even finished doing it yet, so I don't know what it's going to be titled, but I believe I want to call it the future of sampling. I think that's the one. And that's where I went over tree tone. I did emit, bouncy notes, and I did vector grain and tree tone. I don't know if I said tree tone, but I dropped down Vector FM and I didn't really know what was going on. I was like, okay, why can't we drop a sample in here? This doesn't make sense, because I remember playing with vector grain, and if we double click it, vector grain, it says drop sample here. And so I was all confused. I was like, what is this crazy esoteric Vector FM? And that's where we're going to start today. And we will get to tension, but you're going to have to wait a little bit. No, I'm not trying to be sneaky. I want to hang out. That's what's fun. That's what I got the idea for many years ago. I was like, oh, I think that'd be cool. I can see myself doing that in the future. And now I am. Cheers. So in any event, I want to cover Vector FM first. We're going to make some good progress here. So I'm going to close out this thing, or close out the Inspired by Nature by Dylan Bastian with the only one we didn't do, which was Vector FM. So when I was editing that one, I was like, why didn't Vector FM work? And I kept trying to like drag samples into here and make sure it's record enabled right now. And then I was like, why don't I just play some notes? So I held down a chord, and I'm gonna hold down a chord right now. And then we're gonna get going. Now, I held down a chord. A chord is a lot of notes. I think it needs to be 3 notes. So I was holding down 3 notes. But if I only held down 1 note, it would sound, you would see just 1 ball down there. Now I'm going to hold down another note in addition to that note that I just held down. And what I think is cool about this is these balls. I almost like, do you remember back in like science class when you're doing like the neutrons and the protons and electrons, you know, of like the atom? It's almost kind of like gives me that vibe. So like who's rotating around what? And it's supposed to be all like FM like. So what are we wanting to do here? Well, what does this scale do? Let's take the scale down, because immediately I'm thinking, okay, this is like way too high pitched for me and it sounds a little bit too crazy. So let's drop spectrum, because we always drop spectrum. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Because we want to like see what's going on. So let's drop this. Let's go to MIDI effects and drop a pitch. Double click pitch. Shift down arrow to shift down an octave. Oh, look at this. If that ain't FM, I don't know what is. So that's too insane. So like, how do we make it less insane? Well, I was like, hey, what do you do? Where are we going here? These. I think it's these. Let's open it up. Operators. Select 2 or more operators to view routing options. So let's, I'm going to play this thing, and then I'm going to click 2 and 3 and 4 and see if we get a change. Because you know how operators are with the FM. They get all operatory. Oh, okay. So might as well hold down 3. And hold down a minor chord, a minor triad. It's not very tonal. Why is it not very tonal? Because look, whenever you see, when you have like a note and it plays at 100 hertz, it stays there. It doesn't move left to right, because if it moves left to right, the pitch is changing. And when we hear dramatic pitch changes, well, it doesn't sound good. It kind of sounds like this. Watch. Like, it's just chaos. Did somebody say chaos? What? Guys, Chaos Lady is back. It was because you gave me no attention, and Chaos Lady thrives on attention. Okay, smash a like if you know about that Chaos Lady. Okay, so let's get out of here. We need to figure out why we're getting so insane right now. Wow. Okay, well, what might be doing it? And I'll be honest, I'm not going to stay here long, okay? I did not think this was going to get this heady right here. This is a little bit too much. Oh, you can do emitters? Wow, I guess this is going to have to be my new... This Dylan Bastion, it's too crazy. Like, I don't want it to go I don't want, like... This is too intense, man. How do we make it less intense? You know what I mean? I don't want it to be, like, that insane. Just do 1 note. Does it have to go that, like, batshit crazy? Yeah, we're gonna move on. That was fun. That was fun. Now I want to move on to... not tension, but those other synthesizers. So where would they be? Max for Live. 3 little amazing synthesizers that don't really ever get their day in the sun. And we covered them before, but we have to cover them again. Notice how we're like going in a circle, going in a loop. Some folks say that, you know, time doesn't exist. It's actually not a straight line. It's like it's cyclical. It's like a loop, although more precisely like a spiral. You know, it's like the outer, but then eventually, you know, and then it's like a wormhole, and then you're in like a higher dimension and stuff. Congratulations, we made it 5D. Cheers yourself. But they're very awesome and very interesting. And I'm gonna start with multi. Then I'm gonna either go to poly or bass. And then I might finish with tension, or at any point cut into tension. And I think those are some of the most unused synthesizers that you really need to know about. There's a lot of Max for Live devices, so you may have a lot more than I do. When you download the full version, as you can see in Zipac's core library, that's like gives you a lot of different stuff. There's like Max for Live stuff that comes with it, and it should be some of these. So you should have these. I can't imagine that you wouldn't, but go to the Ableton Live site. Also, when you go to packs, if you scroll down and go to available packs, you'll probably see it there. So, wanted to just mention that. So this multi... I honestly don't know how that's that loud. Probably not that loud for you because I do post-processing. It's like arpeggiator with this chord right down here. Let's just drop a very basic reverb just to give it a little bit of some reverby feel. Might as well do a limiter because I get anxiety every time there's not a limiter on a track. It's just force of habit. What can I say? I like this, but when I hear this, I think that's really nice. What does it sound an octave below? Let's drop pitch. Again. Go back. Here's why I like multi, and here's why I like exploring these Max for Livian devices. The reason why is because, and I could be dead ass wrong, although I do think that I have a pretty good idea of what's going to be going on in the future. You know, what if someone's like, hey man, listen, like I just want to like open up Ableton, I want to throw down a fun thing, and I just want to have like really cool fun sounds right out of the gate. I want there to be like 4 random knobs, and then I like tweak them and I get like good sounds, and I don't have to know about all of that stuff. Well, that's probably why you would want to use multi, and it's really cool. And go play with it. We're moving on. And that's exactly the thing. You know, like it doesn't have to all be about like impressing people that you can say, well, actually, it's like wavetable synthesis, but it's like different than like FM synthesis. But like, of course, you would still want to have like a filter, and you know, like traditional subtractive synthesis. Even though most of the time you're not actually really subtracting, you're really adding. And that brings us to FM. And you know, to be honest with you, I would say it's almost like multiplying or dividing. And then you got like wavetable. Okie dokie. So, Max for Live. Actually, where the heck were we? I don't even remember. So, you don't always have to be so straight-edged about things. And so, it came with bass, Ableton Live 10, multi, poly. Poly is like chords, nice chords. Bass is like bass. Let's do poly. Poly's really cool. So don't just look at this thing like, oh my god, all these like things. Oh geez. Look right here. Saw wave, pulse wave. Remember I told you a pulse wave is basically a square wave, so if you're getting freaked out, just think a pulse wave like square wave, and then sub. In fact, let's turn down the sub. Let's turn down the pulse. Pulse with modulation. Let's even turn down the saw. Crazy, I know. Let's hit a button. We should get nothing. Let's turn up saw. If it sounds nice, it's because we've got this reverb here, so like, I'll turn it off. That's why reverb's really good. Let's hit a note. Oh, cool, computer music. But with reverb. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's give it some pulse. Actually, I want to see if this is the volume. I want to see if this is the volume envelope or if this is the volume envelope. Let's go. Let's give it some attack. We'll know then. No, it's for the filter envelope, and we will not get anything unless we get envelope. You know what I meant. But if we throw this up, we'll get a fade into the volume. And you know we need a release. Someone said, hey, drop a delay on there. I want some delays. Let's get some pulse. Negative envelope. Positive envelope. Let's give it some ring. Did it do anything? I think I gotta maybe do some of this. It's hypnotic. Look at this thing. Poly's really nice. Did we really have to do that much to get good sounds? Did we really? We didn't. And to be honest with you, it would be a damn shame if people didn't know that those devices existed. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Multi was a little bit squirrely. Where the heck were we? Where were we? It was a little weird, but it was fun. Like a lot of different interesting sounds, you know? Poly was a little bit more formulaic. Okay, you've got your saw wave, you got your square wave, which as I've told you from day one is actually called a pulse wave. And you can add how much in a very like additive, subtractive way. You've got that sub oscillator, you've got some, I guess, ring modulation, even though I wasn't hearing it. And now let's get some bass. And then I think we're gonna end with tension. Let's get some bass. It's the same thing, right? So like let's play and saw wave. Right out the gate, it sounds good. Let's turn it off. We should get nothing besides a triangle wave. Let's give it some sine wave. And we should probably get a spectrum. Yeah, we love spectrum. Doing all right over there, Chunkush? Doing okay? It's only doing that because we got this delay here. It's probably too much. Maybe chill with it a little bit. Okay. I'll just turn it off for now. Bass is going to be monophonic. It's not going to be polyphonic, multiple notes, kind of like poly was, hence the poly. I'm going to play a little bit. It's kind of like the same thing. Get your filter right here, right here, and the ADSR for the filter, which is only going to matter if you have an envelope, which it looks like it starts us off with some of that. And this ADSR is going to be for the volume. Wanted to start with a sine wave just so you could see it. And I'm going to play around with the levels of these, get something that I like. I like that it's got this like triangle wave all the way over here. Just play notes and, crank them up. Hey, I heard someone say, don't you ever put delay on a bass, because that's like the worst thing in the entire universe. You can never put delay on a bass, because like if you do that, the whole world's gonna fall down. Everyone says that, you know what I mean? There's no rules. If I can leave you with one thing, there's no rules. I'm doing like, it's got some glide. I don't know where the glide is. Is it portamento? Yeah, it's portamento. Goodbye. those were fun. I was not going to stay long. You knew that I wasn't. I have a short attention span, but that's because they're really cool. They're really fun. You know, I got nothing bad to say about them. They're really nice. But like, if I were just to sit here playing around, I haven't done them in a long time, and there's a reason. That's exactly why I wanted to get into them with you guys. And now we are going to get our MIDI track, and we're going to go to the thing that I kept you here. I went to those ones so you would stay along for the tension. So if you came for the blah blah blah, all right. So we haven't used tension in a while. I'm going to minimize EQ8, compressor, limiter. Might as well get our spectrum, of course. So I won't get into the big spiel about how, tension is a physical modeling synthesizer and, it's a stringed instrument that you can pluck with a, look here, plectrum, which is a pick, hammer, which is a hammer like, in a piano or something. Bow if you're bowing it, but the bow is really weird in this one, so we're not going to mess with it. We'll go to hammer because we always do that. And I am going to play around, and just so you know, some of the most important parts of tension is this string right here. Pickup down here gives it some good grit. Definitely going to probably want that. And then body gives it a body, which you don't really get a body unless you like throw up the decay, but we'll play with that later. And then damper. Now notice how I'm clicking these yellow boxes. Damper, termination. They're going to have to do more with like the early parts of the sound, because like think about like you're playing a stringed instrument like a guitar, damper and termination. Think about like your fretting hand, how you might dampen and like terminate like on the string and those things. I like more drawn out sounds, so this will have more of an effect on like the beginning part of the sound, so I may mess with this less. And then when you go to filter global, this filter can really do amazing things, especially with this filter envelope. I'm not going to get too long in the tooth. I don't even know where that dumb phrase is coming from. It's like so weird. It's such a boomer phrase. I might be very old, but I'm definitely not a boomer. But anyways, let's keep going here. And to be honest with you, my friends, I'm starting to get very tired of talking. So why don't I just start designing some things? Yeah, that's too dry. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Gotta get a hybrid reverb. With plectrum. I'm hearing too much like reverberated lows. Let's get it down an octave. was a nice trail. I want to record that. And like play the tail. That was pretty nice, wasn't it? Okay. It's really like right here. Why can't... Okay, there we go. So what do you do? Do you know what I'm about to do, guys? Do you know what I'm about to do? I think you do know what I'm about to do. A nice ambient trick is when you get those like nice cascades of like tails of sounds, especially with the reverbs, you can play them. So here's what it sounds like. Turn this off. Here's what it sounds like originally. But now play a chord. Well, first of all, sampler. You can effectively you transpose it up and down. So you may want to jack this up. It's very short. That's why you need to give it some release. Now we're in Filter Global here. This is the filter section. Turn it off. This is the volume section. Very quick release. Put a filter on there and check down the filter, and then give some filter around. And then give it some filter drive without. Ooh, come on, what the hell is going on with that? And then someone's saying, "Hey, drop it down another octave." Yeah, of course. Wow. Let's tighten this decay. Now let's turn it off. Some attack. No, it wants to do this. I don't like that little, let's see, what can we do here? Put on link. Okay, sustain mode, okay, and then, no. What are we doing here? Okay, no, not that. Definitely not that. Okay, sample start. Loop start. Oh, see, that's the thing. I don't want that. I want this guy. I want the bottom guy. I don't know where the hell that is. That's crazy. Why can't I like move this sample start? Oh, it's... See how it does it there, and then you get some crossfade. All right, cool. Let's get rid of all of this. The tension. So let's get termination on here. Oh, wait, we got to get this back going on. Adjust this. Finish up with a little tension. A little bit more tension. Let's turn off termination. It's just changing like the beginning, like the attack part. Yeah, screw temper. I never really use these, but I just want to like cover my tracks. You know what? Give me... Yeah, I'll be honest. I would never say don't use damper, don't use termination, but they're giving me nothing, and I don't care about them. It's the exciter, the pickup, the body. That's the good stuff, and this filter global. But you play around with it yourself, and these are also the beginning parts. I never play with velocity and damping don't do too much, but they like give these volume spikes, so I kind of play with these ones a little bit more. Ratio very slow, really lets it ring out a whole lot. Damping's gonna like if you're like palm muting a guitar without it. Those are pretty cool synthesizers, were they not? Did you guys learn something? Did you guys have fun? That's good. Hopefully you're hanging in there and doing okay. Let's click play.